Alafia, greetings. I am Iya Fagbamila, and this is Truth Be Told Tuesday. On this beautiful Tuesday, August 27th, the truth to be told is that this is, or Ifa, or Rumala, or Ludumare, is a living God, right? Our ancestors, our Orishas, they're still thriving. They're still existing. This is an oral tradition, oral culture. And the beautiful thing about Ifa for me is that it doesn't end. You know, in some cultures, they have a Bible and there's a little thing that ends the statement. It's called a period. You put a period at the end of the sentence and that's all she wrote, right? In Ifa, there's really no books. This is oral. This is the fact that the spirits still speak. Egungun still speaks. The ancestors are still talking. We are still capable of divining and communicating with God. Like it didn't end with a period. We don't have to keep revising the book because we never had a book. We were in living color connection with spirit. Like we never got a book or a manual that we had to revise. The communication was always there. We were always talking to Orisha. We were always talking to our ancestors. There was no period at the end of the sentence. Like this is ongoing communication. A beautiful thing about Ifa, truth be told, is that the one thing that is consistent about Ifa is change. Change. Ifa is constant change, constant growth, constant evolution. We are evolving. We are changing every day. And it is such a beautiful thing to be a part of a culture that will last till the end of time. I love Ifa. And what brings me to this truth today is that people going online finding ebos or rituals or things that they can do to attract someone or to keep someone or to fix a problem. A priest, clairvoyant, people who have been selected to do spiritual work have a connection with spirit. And when you are having a spiritual problem, it is unique to you. There can be all kinds of reasons why you're having the problem that you're having. And a good priest, a good diviner will have the ability to consult the spirits, to consult the Orisha or the ancestors to find out what's really wrong. And then once that consultation has been completed, every single time that I've experienced it, there's been a solution, right? Especially when what we're trying to accomplish is spiritual alignment. A lot of times we're not in alignment with our purpose. We're not in alignment with our destiny. And it creates havoc. It creates problems in our lives. Ifa is spiritual elevation. When you get into this culture, you are definitely going to see some changes in your life, especially if you take the advice of Orisha. If you take the advice of the Egungun or the ancestors and you begin to make the necessary changes within yourself. And I know a lot of people are comfortable with the Ebo, the sacrifices and the spiritual baths. And they feel comfortable that they did that bath or they did that sacrifice and everything is going to be fixed. And then they find themselves having conversations in their little huddles about, these spiritual people just want to take your money. They're not actually helping you. No, I beg to differ. Ifa is beautiful. The spiritual advisors are there to advise you, assist you. A lot of times people want things that are just not destined for them to have. You can't come to a clairvoyant, a spiritualist, a priest and say, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to have financial freedom. Everybody does. But it is not destined for everyone to be a millionaire. It just doesn't even make logical sense that everyone would be on the same financial status, because we know that there is up and there is down. There's going to be rich and there's going to be poor. We know that. There's no way around that, So what's destined for you is destined for you. And a lot of times, because you're not making the self-sacrifices, you're not doing the work within yourself so that your life can progress, so that your life can get better. That's why you're still stuck in the situation you're in. It's not the Babalawo, it's not the priest. Our hands are tied. Oftentimes, we ain't got no powers. We are servants unto the Most High God. We are just here to serve. We're just the median. We're the middle person. We're the person that says, hey, what you did last week, your ancestors wasn't pleased with you. You got to make some atonement. You got to appease the spirit, because what you did last week, they're not pleased with. What you did 5 years ago is still haunting you. They're not pleased with that. You got to make some changes. You got to make some corrections. You got to go back and appease the spirit. You got to go back and apologize. You got to fix what you did maybe 5 years ago. Unfortunately, some of us are fixing some stuff that our great-great-grandmama did. Some of us are fixing some stuff that our daddy did. It fell on you. The sins of the parents fall on the children. Unfortunately, it fell on you. And you have a responsibility to make some corrections in the lives of yourself and some of your family members. So you can go online all day and try to find certain rituals and oh Lord, this conversation about shadow work. Okay. Go ahead, sweetie. I want to tell you that there are spiritual advisors, there are priests, there are babalawos, there are people out here that have a connection with spirit. They have the ability to divine and get divine counsel for your life. And I'm not saying that you can't do it for yourself, but some of us are not connected to source anymore. Truth be told, some of us, the ancestors were just, I wash my hands with you. I done talked to you 1,000 times and I just can't no more. And they've turned their backs, and you got to make the reconnection. You got to reconnect to the ancestors. You got to reconnect to Orisha or the forces that have been covering you, because they've been talking to you for so long and they just got tired and said, you know what, forget it. Let him fall and bump his head, Let whatever happens, because no matter what I have done to try to get your attention or to get you to move in another direction, you are insisting on taking this path. So go ahead and take it. And where you fall is where you fall. And unfortunately, that is the case for many people. They are not heeding the advice of spirit. They have not connected to spirit, and therefore they're not receiving the messages that they should receive. Or another issue could be their vibrations are so low. They are in such a state of mind that they cannot even perceive or comprehend the conversation that the spirit is trying to have with them. Because sometimes we are adults or grown people bodies with little children minds. And you look at a person and you say, God, you should know better. How old are you? But a lot of us have developed physically and have not developed mentally. And a lot of times spirit is trying to connect, and the connection isn't there because you have not developed mentally. Spiritual elevation, first and foremost, is the development of the mind. If you're not developing mentally, it's going to be very hard for you to progress spiritually. Find yourself a spiritualist, a priest, a babalawo, somebody. They're out there. I promise you, Ifa is 1,000,000+ strong. More than that, more than that. more than a million. You know, there are so many practitioners of Ifa. Ifa is everywhere, okay? And even if they ain't calling it Ifa, Isheshe, Santeria, Gambola, whatever name, Akan, whatever name, or Sarasat, whatever it is, there are diviners. There are people that are connected to Source that can help you reconnect. Do not, I repeat, do not go online, call yourself finding rituals and ebos for your spiritual problems. Find professionals. Find people that have dedicated their time and their life to spiritually elevating and helping people. You know, you have a problem with, you know, with your teeth, you go to a dentist. You have a problem with I don't know, with your skin, you go to a dermatologist. These are people that have studied this particular craft so that they can help you. You know, it just makes sense. You know, don't worry about the little coins. The results are far more valuable and important than the few little coins that these people ask you when you really think about it. I'd rather pay whatever they're asking me to pay for, you know, for truth and for clarity and for real change for my spiritual problems. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.